not mistaken, it was only one other world champion that was from West Philadelphia, and that was Julian Williams, J-Rock. And with me now, it has been two.
Tough to replicate with a sparring partner what Inoue and his unique physical gifts offer when you're opposite him.
I mean, Inoue definitely is one of the things out there. I mean, I guess for now it would be who wins this main fight over here.
He thought confronting Naoya Inoue would make him look tough. But the moment things escalated, karma hit harder than any punch he ever expected. This is Inoue at his most terrifying. There are moments in boxing where confidence becomes delusion, and where disrespect toward the wrong fighter turns into brutal karma. Few stories show this better than when a loud, arrogant challenger and his team tried to intimidate Naoya Inoue, one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. They accused him of cheating, mocked his size, insulted his achievements, and even tried to disrupt his hand-wrapping process. And worst of all, they underestimated a man whose entire career was built on precision, destruction, and an almost supernatural ability to adjust inside the ring. This so-called gangster swagger disappeared the moment the bell rang. But before we get to the beatdown, we need to understand the weight of what came before it. Naoya Inoue had already conquered 3 weight divisions, starting from light flyweight, moving up to super flyweight, then bantamweight. His war with Nonito Donaire in the World Boxing Super Series turned him from a star into a legend. With a broken orbital bone, a damaged nose, and blood pouring down his face, Inoue still found a way to win. Instead of slowing down afterward, he only became more terrifying. He knocked out future world champion Jason Maloney with a punch so sharp it froze the entire arena. He destroyed Donaire in the rematch so brutally that it erased any debate from their first fight. He unified belts with ease, beat champions without breaking a sweat, and chased Paul Butler to become the first Asian fighter in history to become undisputed at bantamweight. But Naoya Inoue wasn't finished. He wanted the throne at 122 pounds. And the man sitting on that throne was undefeated, slick, American, and confident. Steven "Coolboy" Steph Fulton. Fulton wasn't just a champion, he was a unified champion, holding the WBC and WBO belts. He had beaten Angelo Leo in a phone booth war, proving he could brawl. Then he beat Brandon Figueroa in another war, proving he could survive pressure. He developed a reputation for slick defense and sharp counterpunching. Analysts said he was too big for Inoue, too strong, too skilled, too American. Fulton believed the hype, and he didn't hold back. He mocked Inoue's accomplishments by saying the only reason fans praised him was because he's Japanese and doing these things. He insisted Inoue was too small and wouldn't be able to handle real pressure. He claimed he was going to wipe Inoue clean, but his team went even further. They accused Inoue's team of illegal hand wrapping, claiming he used too much tape, making a cast under his gloves. They released statements, demanded inspections, and even threatened not to let Fulton fight unless everything was monitored. Fight night arrived, and Fulton's team stood inches away from Inoue during hand wraps, watching every piece of tape, every strip of gauze. They found nothing. No tricks, no cheating, just a monster getting ready to hunt. Once the bell rang, the truth became impossible to deny. Inoue didn't take a single backward step. He marched toward Fulton with sharp jabs, perfect footwork, and absolute composure. Fulton tried to establish his jab early, but Inoue beat him to the punch every time. Even commentators were stunned by how quickly Inoue closed distance. His jab to the body became a weapon, digging into Fulton's ribs with pinpoint accuracy. Every time Fulton moved, Inoue matched his steps instantly, cutting off the ring like a predator trapping its prey. Fulton began backing up the moment he felt the first clean right hand, a punch that snapped his head back and forced him on his bike. But Inoue was faster, sharper, and far more dangerous. His combinations flowed naturally. Jab upstairs, jab to the body, right hand over the top, and short hooks that slipped through Fulton's guard. It wasn't just power, it was timing so precise it looked unfair. By round 3, Fulton's confidence had faded. His jab lost its rhythm. His footwork slowed. He realized Inoue wasn't just strong, he was outboxing him. This wasn't supposed to happen. Fulton, the bigger man, the slick boxer, the counterpuncher, was being beaten at his own style. Inoue threw punches with purpose. He didn't waste energy. He didn't rush wild. He simply studied patterns and punished openings. Fulton tried to fight off the front foot, but Inoue slipped and countered effortlessly. Fulton tried to throw combinations, but Inoue blocked and made him pay instantly. The speed difference became undeniable. Round 4 showed the beginning of the end. Inoue increased his body attacks, landing jabs and hooks that made Fulton visibly uncomfortable. The Japanese star mixed levels brilliantly, shifting from head to body in milliseconds. Meanwhile, Fulton became hesitant. He stood in the danger zone without throwing, frozen by fear of what would come back at him. When he did commit to a shot, Inoue responded with cleaner, sharper punches. By round 5, Fulton's nose was bleeding. Inoue was landing combinations with ease. Fulton's team yelled instructions, but their fighter was boxed into a corner mentally as well as physically. The jab that carried Fulton through his career was neutralized. The footwork he depended on was gone. Inoue took away all of his tools. As round 6 began, commentators started highlighting the dominance. Fulton wasn't using lateral movement. His stance was too wide to escape quickly. Inoue capitalized, stepping in with power shots and digging to the body repeatedly. Fulton had no answer. He threw jabs that Inoue slipped effortlessly. He backed up in straight lines. He stayed in range too long, paralyzed by Inoue's speed. Fans inside the arena could hear the thud of Inoue's punches against Fulton's guard, and even blocked shots rocked him. Inoue's torque, precision, and balance created devastating impact even without full extension. And now, trapped in round 6, Fulton was visibly breaking down. Inoue controlled every second, walking him down methodically, stepping just outside each counter, and punishing every hesitation. By round 7, the fight was all but over. Fulton's face was swollen, his breathing heavy, his reactions slowed. Inoue smelled blood. The jab continued, slicing through Fulton's guard. Hooks wrapped around the defense. Body shots collapsed his posture. Fulton tried a second burst of aggression, landing a clean right hand that momentarily excited the crowd, but Inoue didn't even blink. He fired back immediately with a harder right hand that staggered Fulton. At that moment, everyone knew the end was coming. As round 8 began, Naoya Inoue walked forward with the cold confidence of a man who had completely solved his opponent. Steven Fulton, once undefeated, once dominant, once the man who mocked Inoue and accused him of cheating, was now fighting only to survive. His jab was gone, his legs were fading, and the panic in his eyes showed the truth. He was trapped in a ring with someone far beyond his level. Inoue continued dissecting him piece by piece, mixing jabs to the body, sharp hooks upstairs, and relentless pressure that suffocated any chance of recovery. Then, at precisely the moment he needed, Inoue unleashed the combination that will live forever in highlight reels. He stepped in with a stabbing jab to the body, which forced Fulton to lower his guard exactly as planned. Inoue instantly came over the top with a right hand that crashed into Fulton's jaw, rocking him violently backward. Before Fulton could even process the impact, Inoue followed with a brutal left hook that folded him to the canvas. Fulton collapsed, arms limp, legs tangled, and eyes blinking in shock. The referee's count echoed through the arena as Fulton attempted to rise, but his legs betrayed him. Somehow, he forced himself up not because he was okay, but because his pride refused to let him stay down. It didn't matter. Inoue had already decided the fight was over. As soon as the referee allowed the action to resume, Inoue pounced with flawless precision. He launched a blistering combination, right hand, left hook, right hook, and smashed Fulton backward into the ropes. Fulton's body buckled. His arms dropped. The referee stepped forward and stopped the fight. It was done. Naoya Inoue had not just beaten Steven Fulton, he had humiliated him, broken him, and forced him to acknowledge a truth he had tried so hard to deny. Inoue stood over him as the new unified champion at super bantamweight, continuing his historic run of destroying every champion placed in front of him. Meanwhile, Fulton slumped on his stool, sweat dripping, eyes empty, the realization settling in. He had provoked the wrong man. The aftermath was a complete shift in energy. The arrogance, accusations, and swagger from Fulton's camp vanished instantly. No more talk about Japanese hype. No more doubt about Inoue's power or skill. Instead, there was only silence and respect. Fulton later admitted that Inoue's speed and power were unlike anything he had ever faced. Analysts who predicted a Fulton masterclass publicly reversed their opinions. Fans realized they had witnessed the emergence of something even greater than they imagined. This wasn't just an elite fighter. This was a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. Inoue showed that size disadvantages mean nothing when your timing, skill, technique, and ring IQ are unmatched. He outboxed the boxer, outslicked the slick fighter, outworked the pressure fighter, and knocked out the man who claimed he would dominate. But the story goes deeper than a single fight. It represents the essence of Naoya Inoue's career. He does not respond to disrespect with words, he responds with results. When Donaire hurt him, he came back and destroyed him. When Michael Dasmariñas talked confidently, he was folded by a body shot. When Jason Maloney trained harder than ever, Inoue knocked him out with one punch. And when Fulton's camp tried to intimidate him, disrupt his preparation, and accuse him of cheating, Inoue didn't complain. He simply stepped into the ring and proved that true greatness needs no explanation. This fight also dismantled the narrative that Japanese fighters can't dominate in American boxing culture or at higher weight classes. Inoue proved that talent knows no nationality. When you are exceptional, the world notices. After this victory, discussions began comparing Inoue with legends like Manny Pacquiao, Roberto Duran, and Floyd Mayweather. Some even argued that Inoue has a chance to become one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time if he continues winning world titles at higher weights. His discipline, his mindset, his refusal to be rattled, and his ability to adjust mid-fight are traits shared only by the true elite. Fulton's defeat became a warning to anyone thinking of challenging Inoue with trash talk instead of preparation. Because Inoue is not just strong, he is icy, calm, and surgical. He punishes mistakes with frightening efficiency. He breaks fighters mentally before he breaks them physically. He forces his opponents to confront the reality that they cannot outthink or outfight him. And once that realization hits, the knockout becomes inevitable. Fulton's team spent weeks accusing Inoue's team, complaining about tape, demanding inspections, but none of it mattered when the punches started flying. The gangster energy disappeared the moment Inoue's right hand landed. Karma arrived in the form of a perfect left hook, and Fulton had no answer. The Japanese crowd celebrated wildly, but Inoue himself barely changed expression. He bowed respectfully, thanked Fulton for the fight, and walked away like a man who expected nothing less. That is the scariest part of all. Inoue doesn't celebrate dominance. To him, it's normal. It's routine. It's the standard he holds himself to every time he steps inside the ring. He doesn't fight with emotion, even when insulted. He doesn't lose control. Instead, he channels everything into perfect execution. That is why fighters fear him, not because he is loud, but because he is silent. Not because he threatens, but because he finishes. This fight marked a turning point in boxing history. It was the moment the world accepted that Naoya Inoue isn't just great, he is inevitable. He is the fighter who rises to every challenge, who destroys champions like prospects, who carries power through every weight class, and who may very well retire as one of the greatest to ever lace up gloves. And for Steven Fulton, the self-proclaimed gangster who tried to intimidate him, it will forever be remembered as the night Karma walked into the ring dressed as Naoya Inoue and delivered a lesson he will never forget.